Undying hope is raising up a generation of leaders to transform the future of South Sudan, in keeping the hope alive, a vision for South Sudan and beyond, to make the world a better place. These visions from God to my brother, given many years ago in South Sudan. Let's keep it alive. Undying hope is standing for leadership. Whoa, standing for love and unity, standing for education, standing for peace. Undying hope is standing for entrepreneurship, standing for truth. Undying hope is standing for leadership. Whoa, standing for love and unity, standing for education, standing for peace.
Hello. Welcome to Undying Hope Media. My name is TL Thomas Dull. Today is episode number 3 along the spectrum of our journey on leadership development. So in episode 1 and 2, I spoke extensively on how leadership evolved from 1900 up to the present time. And back then, leadership was about personality traits or position. For example, it used to be about kings and princes and people with leadership position or authority, especially with people with some personality traits such as height, intelligence, introversion, languages, and so forth. And that has changed ever since. And so today we will be talking about leadership and power and how power become part of that evolution. So what is power? Peter Northouse defined power as a capacity or potential to influence. Basically, you'll have resources or power to affect change. For example, doctors have power. So if you go to a doctor will diagnose you and prescribe you medication that will heal you. So that is the power that the doctor have on your health. Judges, they have power in the courtroom as well. They can issue a sentence. And teachers in a classroom, they have power to evaluate the students and grade them. Coaches have power in around football or basketball or any of the sport field to decide whether to let the player play full-time, part-time, or that player just sit there on a bench for the entire team. So that is the power that Northouse is talking about. Barbara Kellerman, she wrote a book titled The End of Leadership. So in that book, she discussed leadership and the relationship between leadership and followers, and how the leadership got shifted from power being with the leader to followers. So followers have more power than leaders. And she also talks about leadership as an industry. So that is a good book to read when talking about followership and leadership as a field of study. Yeah, in 1959, Franch and Raven came up with 5 types of power. So you have a reverent power. It's more like teacher in a classroom that is adored and likable. Expert power is more like tour guide that is knowledgeable about places and his job. Legitimate power is like a judge in the courtroom that has the authority to issue a sentence. Reward power. It's more like a supervisor at work that can has the power to promote or reward employees. Coercive power is more like coach that can allow player to play, like as I mentioned earlier, full-time or part-time, or just stay in the bench for the entire game. And then 6 years later, Raven came up with information power. That is, a leader possesses some knowledge that followers or employee needs or want. In organization, there are two types of power. There's a personal power and position power. Position power is a title, is a position that you are given to lead. Personal power is more like emergent power we talked about in the last episode, that some people view you as a role model, so you're likable, and that is a personal power. Burns spoke about that leadership occur in relationship between leaders and followers. So, and both, they have a common goal to accomplish. To recap, I spoke about leadership and power, and I defined power as a capacity or potential to influence, and I gave different examples. I also talk about three different authors, Franch and Raven, Barbara, Kellerman, and Burns, and they all wrote about power and leadership. The next episode would be on management and leadership. Until then, take care of yourself and each other. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Undying hope is raising up a generation of leaders to transform the future of South Sudan, in keeping the hope alive, a vision for South Sudan and beyond, to make the world a better place. These visions from God to my brother, given many years ago in South Sudan. Let's keep it alive. Undying hope is standing for leadership. Whoa, whoa. Standing for love and unity, standing for education, standing for peace. Undying hope is standing for entrepreneurship, standing for truth. Undying hope is standing for leadership. Whoa.